Okay, today you're going to learn how to make a lovely graph, kind of like this one. For now, we're going to get rid of that. So if you look at your responses, so you go to responses in your Google form, you've got your two pieces of biographical information or demographics of your sample. Then you have answers to your actual questions. So I'm going to graph this first one here. In your experience, are groups of survivors led by males or females? So you may remember our example of the zombie apocalypse. Here we go. So you can see here that you get the number and then the percentage of people who chose each of these responses here, and we're going to use the percentages that are there. So when I did this the first time, I just sort of plunked them in a random order, but what you really want to do is put them in order from left to right, highest number to lowest number. That's important to make your graph nice and clear. So here is what I'm going to actually graph, the second version. Okay. There. Okay. So you're going to take that information, take all those two rows, and you're going to go Insert, Chart, and you're going to choose a vertical bar chart. Okay, so the reason we're doing all this is to simply translate what you see in those pies and the responses to bar charts, which the human eye is better at interpreting and understanding. So insert it. Now, right click, or on a Chromebook, control click, go to the advanced edit. We can do everything in one spot. So the first thing you need to do is write a title. And I just sort of did a version of the question that I asked. You can change the color of that. You can change the font size if you need to. You can unbold or bold it. Okay. The legend is this over here, which if we didn't have these labels for each of our bars, then that might make sense, but we don't need that. So we're just going to get rid of that. So just click none, and that takes that away. Your font, you can change to whatever you like. Background color, again, you can change to something that sort of complements what you have there already. Don't worry about this. Okay, the horizontal axis is the x-axis, so it's this one here going side to side. So we know what each of our columns represents, but we don't have a label of what this exactly is. Okay, so we can write a title for our horizontal axis, and this is survivor groups, because that's what that represents. And again, we can change the color of that and bold it. Then we can change to our left vertical axis, which is this one here. Now, because we're talking about percentages, in order to make this make more sense and be a little more clear, we're going to put our maximum to 100. So see how this is now 40? If we update it and put the maximum to 100, you can see how that graph changes. So it does show you, what it shows you better is that there is actually a fairly even split here. It's not as if the females, that people perceive that females are by and large leading most of these survivor groups. So it just becomes a little bit more realistic. So that's our left. Now the other thing we should do with our left vertical axis is label it. So this is simply the percentage of responses. And again, we can do whatever we want here in terms of color. Okay, so here. So we can change the title, then we can change the labels, which is the numbers. I'm just leaving those black. You can do other things here. You can do all kinds of stuff. There's no other options there, but you can change the color of these things if you want to. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so this is our graph. We're done. Now all we need to do to put this in our doc is just copy and paste. Control C, Control V into your document, and you're done.